Hey everyone, good morning. Hello, YouTube. Um, yeah, it's Sunday. At least I think it is. Yep, Sunday, February 6th. I couldn't sleep last night because something has been racking my brain all night. Uh, I've been insomniac for quite a few days. I think I've been just using too much social media lately. All right. So, I'm going to talk about my ethnicity. This is going to be a very long story, and it's a crazy one. It's a crazy story, man. So, let me just first off start by saying what I am. I am sorry. I am half Portuguese, which is just white. uh 25% Filipino, 25% Chinese. So basically Wasian. White Asian. And you know, I never really knew that I was white. Even when I was a kid and even like into adulthood, I didn't know, man. Curly hair, red. No, big smile. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. This I had no idea. But when I was a kid, um I remember somebody called me whitewashed because I told everyone I was Filipino because that's all I knew. So all I thought I was Filipino because both my parents moved. Both my parents are from the Philippines. Let me go back a little more back. My dad is half Portuguese, half Filipino. My mom is half Chinese and an unknown amount of Portuguese and an unknown amount of Filipino. So I didn't grow up as a white mom or white dad or white dad Asian mom. I don't remember what I said, but you get the point. I didn't I didn't grow up with one white and one Asian. I grew up with both Asian, except they were both half, and they didn't know that they were white either. I know, it's crazy. These these DNA tests, man, they change your life. They really do. You know, they're scary though. They're scary to take because you don't know what they would say. Don't know what the DNA test will say, which I'll get to in a second. I'll get I'll get to those results because The results on the test are wrong. Well, not 100% correct. They're not wrong, but they're not 100% correct. What I mean is that when I got my ancestry test, what it actually says is that I'm 97% Filipino, 2% Chinese, 1% Portuguese. Now, I know, first of all, I had no idea that I was anything other than Filipino. Second of all, that really, really pissed me off. Like, 1% might as well not even put that on the test, man. But I researched what 1% meant on those tests. And all the videos that I saw said to ignore those 1%, 2%. Let me tell you right now, do not fucking ignore those. Do not ignore them. Don't ignore them. Okay? Because they mean something. I know a lot of you haven't gone to college. Okay, so a lot of you don't know, according to my social studies class that I've learned, most people haven't gone to college. Most people haven't either dropped out or haven't even tried. Which is, the amount of debt that you get and, the time that you take to go to college. It's understandable. But a lot of you haven't learned that when you're researching something or when you're trying to find any kind of truth, never trust just one source. Okay? Your ancestry, 23andMe, or whatever test you have, it's just the beginning. It's just the tip of the iceberg, okay? Just the tip of the iceberg. And those YouTube videos, Google, it's bullshit, man. I mean, they have a lot of good stuff on the Google, and they have a credence, and they have a lot of interesting stuff, but they don't really answer your question. If you have like 2%, 1% on your test, it means something. It doesn't mean nothing. It means something. Okay, so research your own. And how do I mean research? What I did was I asked my family. I asked them. I just fucking asked them. Hey, do you know what this means? Do you know who? I asked them the names, especially our names. Okay? Because Filipinos have names that came from Spain, right? And then they went from Spain, and then they took over, and then they gave the Filipinos their Spanish names. Problem is, my last name is Portuguese. You know why I know that? Because I Google translated it. My last name, Abrera, means to open. I Google translated it. And it aligns with my ancestry test. My ancestry test says Portuguese. My last name is Portuguese. Therefore, I am half Portuguese. That's what I mean about researching. Ask your family. Use Google Translate. Use whatever other research that is pertinent to what your names and family tree is. Well, do research, man. I mean, but anyways, I don't want to talk about that test anymore. All I know is that I am half, and that test is bullshit. Anyways, growing up, I had some kind of I had a lot of wishing that I was white. I had no idea where it came from because I knew I was Filipino. And I had no idea that I was half white, but I always dreamed that I would only be white. I have wavy hair too. It's not straight. Got called got called whitewashed. Oh my lord. That somehow offended me. I mean, it didn't really make me angry, but that kind of just like touched. Like, there's things that offend you that make you angry, and then there's things that offend you that just like touch you deep into your heart, into your core, into like who you are, into your ego. That really burns. That you can't even get angry about. That just make you sad. You know, being called whitewashed. And I had all white friends growing up, man. And not just white. I mean blonde, brunette, green, blue eyes. That's really, really white. That's not even close to Asian friends. I mean, I had a few Asian acquaintances, but the people who are really my friends, they're fucking white, dude. Now it all makes sense now. All makes sense. It took a while. Took a while for me to figure it out. Took some science, a lot of my spit. Yeah. I mean, those DNA tests they're not bullshit, but It's just that they don't have the right. You just don't. No, you have to get it with a grain of salt. You have to uh, be cautious about what you're reading there because it might not be 100% unless you're like one. The DNA test says you're 100% Filipino or 100% Scottish or 100% Indian. That's when you don't need to research anymore. But if it has like that tiny percent, you gotta research that. You can't just ignore that. You can't just say, "Oh, the test said 0.4%, so it doesn't really matter." Nah, that's gonna stick in. That tiny percent it's gonna haunt you. I mean, that's really gonna like get stuck in your brain. You know, you're like, oh, you always be wondering, oh, what if I was this or that? Until you actually research it and ask your family members and, try to get your family tree. I mean, good luck if you're adopted or that sucks for you, but you gotta at least try to research it or try to think of it, uh, intelligently. Because it means something. Yeah. Anyways, um, so yeah, it's crazy because I noticed that people think I'm like everything from Mexican to Korean to Japanese. Some people get me Filipino right, get the Filipino, but nobody ever gets it right. Even I didn't get it right. I'm sort of ambiguous with my sort of a mystery race person. It's always the question of what race are you rather than what Asian are you or uh, which is what I expected before, but when I looked in the mirror I always saw an Asian person. You know, always saw like Filipino, but when you look at a Filipino, it's the features aren't as sharp. My facial features are more sharper than the Filipino. Filipino are more round features. Same thing with Chinese, more rounder features. Anyways, so that's the shocking truth about my racial identity, as the title of this video will go once I post it up and sure people are chatting it up. Whoever's awake right now at 5 in the morning or 8 in the morning if you're on the East Coast, or maybe some other time if you're on the other side of the world of America, whatever time it is in your area of international people on YouTube. Okay, cool. Well, I hope that y'all have a good day, and I hope you learned something from this. Always research. Always use multiple sources for your research. Never just trust one source. No matter how reputable the source seems, uh, you gotta do as much as you can. Okay? Alright. Bye, guys.